Hey everyone, how's it going? Today is a very important day. This is an album that you guys have been wanting me to react to for a long time. But first, for those of you who are new here, my name is Jacob Williams. I am a professional, full-time music producer and composer. Today we're going to be reacting to the iconic album Oil of Every Pearl's Uninsides by Sophie. I've heard through the vast corners of both the hyperpop community and just the music world in general across the entire internet that Sophie is one of the most respected artists and producers in the world of hyperpop. I've even used samples from Sophie's sample packs on Splice, both in my songs Clickbait and Wrong Friends, Wrong Places. So I'm very much aware of the types of sounds that Sophie makes, but I've never actually taken the time out to go discover what her music is like, or to actually sit here and try to dissect what am I hearing. And I've heard that some of the songs on this album, especially, I think I've heard of Poneyboy before, I've heard of Immaterial, especially Immaterial. Immaterial being one of the songs that kind of put hyperpop on the map, so to speak. And this was in 2017, so quite a ways before the sort of hyperpop boom of the late 2010s, leading into sort of the COVID-19 internet sort of deviation of hyperpop sound. And I'm just really excited to sink my teeth into this album. You guys have been wanting this for a while. I really want to do this. I'm really excited for it. Let's dive in. But before we do, I want to give a quick shout out to our patrons. Thank you so much for giving us more power to do more with this channel. By the time this video is up, there will be a new poll for you guys to go vote on. Whichever song wins will be uploaded on YouTube next Friday. Whichever option comes in second, you guys will still see on Patreon early. And in about a month or two, the floodgates will open and everyone can see it here on YouTube. Don't worry, for those of you who aren't patrons, Mercurial World is coming. But if you want to see that as well from last week, it is on there on Patreon for everyone to see. So again, thank you guys so much for sort of allowing me to sort of geek out over this music via camera. It's been awesome. Let's go ahead and jump right in to track one. It's Okay to Cry. Why you guys gotta make me sad right out the gate? Come on now. Yeah, I knew that based on what you guys told me about the Charlie XCX song, so there was an inside reference to Sophie's music, but I didn't know that's what we were gonna get right out the gate. Come on, man. All right, let's go right in. Track one. It's Okay to Cry. Is that like the same melody that's being sampled in So I believe one of you told me that, or it's at least an interpolation of it. If so, that's a very nostalgic, awesome melody.
I don't mean to approach you by saying this. I know that scares you. All of the big occasions you might have missed. No, I accept you. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay.
Wow.
I think you sometimes forget I would know you best.
So we have a very nostalgic, like 80s pop chord progression happening underneath all of this with these really sparkling, dazzling synth leads that are just expertly crafted or resampled. I'm not entirely sure, but they sound very 80s dance. And it has a very big nostalgia factor going on for it. But I love the way that Sophie's vocals are kind of curving in and out with different pitch shifting techniques and it almost sounds like a little bit of formant in there, just a little bit, not a lot, because the vocals are still clear sounding. They're not very like heavily affected yet, because I'm assuming that comes later in this song or in this album, but loving it so far.
The wrong way. But I think your inside is your best side. Was there a teardrop in your eye? I never thought I'd see you cry. Just know whatever hurts, it's all mine. It's okay to cry. It's okay to cry. I see the truth through all the lies. Even after all this time, just know you've got nothing to hide. It's okay to cry. It's okay to cry.
Wow. Okay. All right. I see the caliber now, like already. Like we're only just a little over a minute in, and I feel the emotional resonance of what Sophie's like aesthetic is, or at least what the aesthetic of this song is. And I love the transition from just regular vocal performance to like a whisper. And I'm also really enjoying just these little like cut up and warbled up like vocal things, just kind of poking in all kinds of different directions. And we have those big drums that I absolutely go crazy over. It's like a drum bass fusion, right? Like it's like a big, thick, wide 808 buzz synth kind of thing. It's just absolutely delightful. It's so great. Oh,
I remember one time you were lost. I came to find you, and I knocked on your front door. That was you had never seen before.
oh,
And I saw the magazine you were reading, and I read the page. And if I had just one single wish I could have said this: it's okay to cry. Was there a teardrop in your eye? I never thought I'd see you cry. Just know whatever hurts, it's all mine. It's okay to cry. It's okay to cry. I see the truth through all the lies. And even after all this time, just know you've got nothing to hide. It's okay to cry. It's okay to cry.
oh, man. Oh. Okay. So one thing that really gets me when it comes to songs like this is I'm constantly personally always looking for very unique sounds to play with when it comes to making songs, and hearing that be done in such a non-generic, non-formulaic way. I mean, this is like just a very long intro to the album, I'm assuming, right? But the way that the vocals are being used like backing instruments, or the way that they're being performed with on a keyboard or on a pad in just such a harmonic way with everything. And again, Sophie's vocals are not trying to be like stadium-esque. They're not trying to be like a point of grandeur. If anything, they feel like they're coming from a place of being like extremely humble. And just the amount of just low-key, hard-hitting emotion that is in this track is just fantastic. I'm definitely hoping for more of this going forward on this album. We're not even done with this song, but I wanted to point out just I love the glitchy bass, the sort of just sticky like vocal chops, and just the overall aesthetic of what I'm hearing right now is just so, I can't even put it to words.
Shine some light there. It won't be so hard. Wanna lose parts of you. Was there a teardrop in your eye? I never thought I'd see you cry. Just know whatever hurts, it's all mine. It's okay to cry. It's okay to cry. I see the truth through all the lies. Even after all this time, whatever it is, just know it's alright. It's okay to cry. 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 It's okay to cry.
Wow. What a phenomenal, unique song to start your album off with. I mean, it's like, you can listen to that and go, it's really hard to put a date on it, right? Like, it sounds nostalgic, it sounds new, it sounds different, but it also just bites off of so many different genres and styles. Like even the like build up, right? It felt more like soul, like more like Earth, Wind and Fire than it did electronic dance music. It felt like more of a spin off of that, like 70s, 80s, 90s stuff more than something modern, but it was processed in a modern way. And I don't know what the other vocals were that came in. I don't know if that was Sophie running through pitch modulation or some sort of vocal transformer, or if that was a featured artist that was also performing on this, or some sort of like other artist or like a sample or something. But that was pretty exciting to hear Sophie trading off the calm vocals with the more like uppity sort of high energy vocals. Let's keep going into another highlight track of this album, Poneyboy, track 2.
Pony Boy.
Yeah. Okay. So I got something to say about this song. There is a okay, how do I word this? So there was a sound that I discovered in my own musical journey where I was just getting into hyperpop and I was just trying to sort of apply it to my own music, and I wrote this song. And I tried to really morph my voice into this like dark, deep, like formant, crazy, like monster thing. And I had a vision in my head as to what I wanted that to sound like. And let's just say it sounded okay. Like it sounded all right, at least to my standards. I wanted it to sound just better. But the thing I had in my head that I wanted me to sound like is what I'm hearing here. This just deep, growly, like booming, monstrous vocal distortion, formant modulation, just behemoth of a vocal line. This is what I wanted to do on that song. I wasn't able to with the tools that I have. I don't even think I'm still able to make something like this crazy, monstrous. And you can hear the EDM influence just a bit. Like you can hear that like boom, 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 boom thing going on in the beat. Yeah, this definitely feels like something that people from all genres kind of bite off of a little bit. I could see it already, and we're not even at the hook yet. We're at like just the intro. Oh my goodness. So this track is harder than any trap song that I've ever heard. It's harder than any like dubstep song I heard. And I think the reason why is because what's playing, like the main rhythm, is a synth combined with a heavily modulated vocals. You know, we have little glitchy in between samples happening too, like the reverse like metal stuff and like the vocal chop stuff kind of coming in and out. Like we have little chipmunk vocals, and again, there's all kinds of samples just flying in and out of here. Stuff that sounds like dubstep, trap, pre-hyper pop, if you will, experimental pop, whatever you want to call this. Hearing just these like crazy booming like sounds clashing with these brief moments of silence that contain like this metallic sample or like these crazy like spontaneously made like sound design moments is just so inspiring. And I mean that in like a sense of like I could see why songs like this are just so iconic, and I can picture this at a Sophie like DJ set just like blowing up the speakers.
He's a little pony boy. So I take him like a
Thinking about this, okay, so I'm trying to find a way to put this into words. So what I'm mostly appreciating so far about this album is I can always appreciate when an artist is unique, when they do their own thing. And so far on this, I'm getting the impression that Sophie doesn't just identify as like a singer that happens to produce. Like Sophie is a full-on producer, like a full-on, like I design sounds, I make sounds happen, I sequence them, I arrange them. and I happen to sing. Sounds like I have this like 90s like synthesizer VST, and it sounds like a little stab off of that instrument. There's like a reverb tail that gets choked and swooped back. It's such a small detail, right? It like plays the little riff, the little like dissonant like boom 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 boom, and then between the really huge like bass drum 808 things, there's like a moment where the riff stops and it's just like a reverb swoop. It's just like boom 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 boom. Way ahead of its time. Hold on, there's like another FM bass happening beneath the whole like just mishmash of bass going on here and like 808s, and it's going like it's like vacuuming up the entire like bass submix. Sophie has a very metallic sound to her music, and it's very it's just so intuitive. I don't know, like it's just different. I feel like people usually fall into one of two categories when it comes to music making, and I don't like to pigeonhole things. Like, you guys know me, I'm very for like genre freedom. I'm very for like make whatever sound you want. People, whether you're a producer, a singer, a musician, you usually fall into one of two camps. Like, you're either full digital, like you love digital processing, or you're very organic and you don't like processing. There's usually two camps when it comes to music making. You either really want to embrace the technological side of music, or you're over here. I feel like Sophie's like somewhere in the middle, because instead of coming up with super technological ways to process those vocal samples that were coming in and out of the track, either by the big like gang vocals or the sort of R&B singer vocals that were coming in, however they were coming in, those felt very organic, but the processing around it in that big just slamming beat were very technologically like oversaturated, just very blown out compressor type stuff that would be over in this camp. But you still have some elements that are over here, even in just this hard banger, like crazy sort of thing that's happening in this camp. So I feel like that contrast is a very unique contrast to have. And I mean, this came out in 2017. Like, nobody was making beats like this in 2017. Let's move on to track 3, Faceshopping.
My face is the front of shop. My face is the real shop front.
Okay, like the word flip there.
My shop is the face I front.
Wait. That thing at the end of Poneyboy, the whoop, 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 is the same little motif that's happening back there, like that metallic sort of fade. Almost as if like Sophie faded those like womp noises at the end there and used them for a riff on this song.
My face.
Oh my goodness. That has got to be one of the coolest bass drops I've heard in my life. Like, okay, you guys got to understand something. I've said this in a couple of videos, but I'm going to say it again because it's directly, like, it goes in direct context to this, right? I grew up on like Skrillex and bass music and dubstep. Like, that's what got me into being a music producer. That's why I produce like pop songs and rock songs now, is because I got into the production elements from learning dubstep, drum and bass, trap, like anything bass music related, and EDM. That was like my production roots. Same with a little bit of hip hop. Like, I was kind of a mixed bag, but this type of stuff, the really heavy like drop stuff, is what kind of got me started with producing. So hearing stuff like this that is so advanced, that came out in 2017 that I didn't even hear. I mean, the amount of just skittering like metallic samples that's happening in there. I don't even know, like the little thing in the background is now at the forefront, but it's really deep and it's wobbling like a wobble bass. But how, I don't even know how Sophie made that. Like, I'm so just... Whoa, okay, so what was that? Dubstep, like robo siren stuff, and now we got like 2000s pop vocals just kind of going, hey.
My face is the front of shop.
Absolutely speechless. Like, what is happening? Okay, so like, how did we go from like a very emotional introduction to just back-to-back bangers? Like, these are genuine, just huge, wide, bass-heavy bang. I didn't expect this to be like bass drops or like. I'm absolutely speechless, and I cannot break down what has happened. I mean, obviously it's like synths, it's samples, right? Like if we break it down to its most primitive, like what are we listening to? It's drums, synthesizers, and samples. But the way everything is being manipulated here is kind of beyond my understanding right now. Like I really wish I could tell you guys, oh yeah, it's just running through a comb filter. It's got like low pass, high pass. I can't even tell you what's going on here. Like, but it's just so intense. Wow. Okay, so I was already kind of awed at the really soulful, glistening thing that we just got right now with like these pads coming in and these like soul pop sample vocals coming in. I don't even know what to call them, but like just yeah, it's very soulful, like just these like wavy little pad and vocal samples coming in. And now we got these drippy sort of effects risers coming down. This is a very nice B section to sort of get us out of banger mode and into just like, okay, you can relax now before the bass drops again.
My face is the front of shop. My face is the real shop front. My shop is the fake side front. My face. My face is the front of shop. My face is the real shop front. My shop is the fake side front. I'm real when I show my face. My shop is the fake side front. I'm real when I show my face.
That has got to be one of the coolest, most like well-made drops or songs. Like, dude, I can't even right now. Like, I'm literally just shocked. Like, I'm trying to break down what happened with that filter. There has to be like 10 EQs just going like this, high pass, low pass. I'm trying to really break down what is happening there. I mean, obviously you have a melody just going do 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 do, right? Like doing like the siren synth thing, but then you have all these like unfolding bass sounds going like this, right? Like we're not just talking like scooping the highs so that they sound like this or removing the lows so they sound like this. Like we're genuinely talking about like all kinds of different other filters happening here, and I can't even tell you what they are. Like it doesn't sound like a comb filter. Could be just some FM like craziness like in Serum or something where you like tweak just a bunch of knobs until it just sounds wild and crazy. But this feels so meticulously calculated. It's not even funny. Like I'm going to say it towards the end of this reaction anyways, but rest in peace, Sophie. You were an incredible producer and sound designer. This is just amazing work right here. Let's bring it in to track 4. Is It Cold in the Water? This was a track that you guys really wanted to see me react to specifically. So let's hit the play button and let's see what it sounds like. Start off with really low bass already. Okay, I get it. I get where we're going.
I'm freezing, I'm burning, I've left my home.
So I'm going to pause because I want to talk about what's happening specifically with that intro. So it starts off with just the bass and then the synth mix bus. So everything that's like a synth that's under like whatever bus is processing just like the mid instruments and the synths in the song is starting off with like a low pass or a high cut, whichever terminology you want to use. And it's going like this over time and letting us hear more of the sound as it raises in volume. So it starts off letting us hear just a little small amount of the high frequencies, and then it slowly expands with automation to sort of reveal more of the high frequencies of the synths to us over time. It's a very popular technique. It's usually done very fast in pop music. It's almost sometimes you don't even notice. The best way, a good way to think of it is high pass and low cut are kind of like fade outs. You know, like fading out a song, but for like specific frequencies. Or you can hear it changing. So you might think I'm reacting to the vocal there. I am not. I'm actually reacting to what's happening under the vocal. The vocal is very impressive, whoever's singing that. It's very operatic. It's very eerie. It's very cool. But I'm reacting to the thing that's happening under that. So there's like so we have our typical like keyboard thing being played, right? You can hear the melody changing underneath it well before it's actually audible. So if you really listen, you can hear, instead of it starts to skip. There's like a copy of it below that's going like it's doing a whole different rhythm and almost kind of different notes. Like it's adding more to the harmonic makeup of what's happening here. And it was just so impressive. Like I was trying to focus on the vocal, but I'm literally like, oh, what is that? That's cool. That's a nice compositional device there. Yeah, there we go. This better be a banger, man. It already is. Just drop. Just drop. Do you hear that? There's like little chime noises coming into the mix, and also like these weird scratchy, almost hard style synths coming in just very like lightly underneath everything. They're not at the forefront of the mix yet. That's my prediction, is they're going to come to the forefront and it's going to drop really heavily. There's going to be just a really heavy drop after it, but they're just slowly coming up ever so slightly. Oh, come on. That was a tease. Really? Come on. I feel like I just got rickrolled by Sophie. Really? Come on. I was expecting another face shopping moment. Really? Oh, okay. Hear that? There's like a little keyboard over there on the right. So it sounds like we get the same sort of like synth and bass buildup that we got in the other one about halfway towards like the first half and like middle of the first half of the track. And now in this one, we actually get something quite interesting reintroduced to us. So there's like a counter melody being sung with the vocals. It's like, I'm swimming coming up. And that's supposed to like just kind of build on whatever's happening. That way the first vocal isn't just laid bare over the instrumental that we've been listening to this whole time. We're going to let this go into track 5, Infatuation. Oh, I had shuffle on. Track 5, Infatuation. Oh, wow. So what I like about this track is, so again, we come off of Is It Cold in the Water, which feels like a giant like 2-part buildup, right? This feels like the come down of that. But also one thing I wanted to point out is this is sort of where I'm starting to hear the hyper pop sort of like influence. I heard it a little bit on Poneyboy, but mostly on this, I'm kind of hearing the wee metallic sort of high pitch frequency sort of thing. And, oh yeah, it's different. Like it's weird hearing a sound like that from a 2017 release. And I'm going to keep saying that because I got into this type of music so late. And I mean, I consider this more like electronic, more like an EDM sort of thing, than I do like hyperpop. But it was sort of the archetype for some of those sounds because you can hear the modulation and the way that the voice is used and all these like synthy sort of like nuances. I love that sample. was a really crazy arrangement that just happened right there. So you have like kind of these different pieces building off of each other like Lego bricks. I mean, I always call things like whenever things sort of crescendo like that, like they just add stuff to it. Like, so let's say you start off with one sound in your song and you just keep adding stuff that goes with it, and you just keep layering and keep layering and keep layering up until a point. Like that kind of crescendo, I just call it the Lego brick method. Like you're just sort of like filling in space and sort of progressing your song in a way that is just like very additive. I want to make a bold claim, and again, I'm extremely ignorant in saying this, so don't take what I'm saying like completely out of context. I'm very ignorant in saying this. This is just how I feel. So in the dubstep community, artists like Burial were looked at as people who gave the genre its like new age sound. So like, for example, dubstep music used to be very skeletal, used to be very all sub-bass, not a lot of like other frequencies in with it. And then around the time like people like me were getting into it as kids in the 2010s, people were starting to experiment more from that style that artists like Banga, Scream, and Burial were making. They were starting to take it from that sort of garage influenced sound and pushing it in a new direction that made it more colorful, more had different elements in it, like trance, progressive house, drum and bass. Like we started adding more flavors to it until it became something different, but with the same genre as its name. I think what Sophie did here is Sophie took like electronic music and just added a whole bunch of stuff to it, like avant-garde, dark wave, different like elements of glitch, and this new hyperpop sound made by A.G. Cook to sort of progress and sort of join forces with all these different genres and all these different musical like communities and worlds. Sophie is like the Burial of hyperpop, because in a way, A.G. Cook would be like the Scream and Banga of it. Like, hey, we kind of created this style, right? But Sophie would be like the next sort of person to push it forward. Oh, that's so cool. I want to lead this transition into the next track, but let's talk about this for a little bit. So far I'm liking that we got teased with a bunch of bass drops in 2 of the tracks, but the rest of them have been very melodic, very structured, very arranged. There's a lot of versatility on this album, and I'm really hoping that we sort of level out the balance going forward. I loved all of those little blippy samples. I love the glitch pitched up vocals. I loved all the synths. I mean, there's just so much to really dissect here. I could literally sit here and just try to pick out noises all day. Let's have this lead into Not Okay, which is the shortest song on the album, but it's track 6. Let's dive right into it. This might be a banger. Yeah. Where is it? Oh, what is that bass? Okay. Oh. Yeah, that. Oh. Oh. I feel like what's going to happen next, because the song was so short, it's going to turn us into track 7, Pretending. I am really liking just how spontaneous all of this sampling is. Like, we got yells, we got little shouts, we got all these like disco, like house things that are just tweaked ever so slightly. I mean, and then we also got just those like monstrous 808 like thin basses. Let's just let this thing bleed into the next track. Oh. Okay, that was sick. It was just all like dark voice. Why am I not hearing anything? Ooh, very ominous. Very, very dark pad. Oh, that's a lot of low frequencies. We've talked about it on this channel before, but do you guys remember in other videos when I've talked about a drone or like just a very like long synth pad? That's exactly what this is. And it's a very good technique for building suspense. Why am I so like mesmerized by this? The crackling noises are in the song. It's not breaking my headphones. Oh, we're starting to show more sounds here. God, where are we going with this? Oh, it's like gritty sound. It's like this really cool, like really reverbed and hyper compressed like vocal thing. I don't know if it's actually being performed like that or if it's being like time stretched or anything, but wow, that was like really breathtaking. There it is. Okay. So I am already hearing just that boom, boom, like that very neatly crafted hyperpop sound, but I'm also hearing the motif from either It's Okay to Cry or Charlie XCX So I'm hearing something nostalgic and familiar here. It's also giving me a little bit of like Daft Punk One More Time vibes, just like 1%.
Without my legs or my hair, do I exist?
Wow. So I'm having a moment right now because the sounds that are used in this song they have echoed through time ever since it has come out. Like I've heard these sounds from so many other artists. Like I've heard this sound emulated, but hearing it from like the source is just crazy. I mean, the ping-ponging synths, the sub bass, the bouncy drums, the way that the vocals are sung, like those same intervals. Oh yeah, like it's just so it's iconic at this point. It's so pop, but it's so like heavily processed, but it's so carefully crafted at the same time. Oh, I love that. Okay, so interestingly enough, this song, like the melody was giving me One More Time by Daft Punk vibes, just a little bit, just that traditional dance kind of sound. And then I started hearing those plucks and I was like, oh, it sounds so modern, like the blip, 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 blip. And then that went away for like the little breakdown that we're about to have before the next section. And we get these like horn samples, or it's like making it sound like it's an old like sort of house sample. And it totally took me back to like figuring out how Daft Punk sort of made their sound type of thing. It's definitely giving me that, but obviously way faster. It's more like hyperpop BPM, like it's way up there in terms of speed.
I don't even have to explain, just leave me alone now. I can't be held down. I can't be held down. I could be anything I want, anyhow, any place, anywhere, anyone, any form, any shape, any way, anything.
There we go. Every second of that. What a legacy, man. Honestly, what a legacy to sort of leave here back in 2017. I mean, yeah, that was just awesome. I'm going to have this transition into the last song. The last song is 9 minutes long, so we're all going to power through it. It's called Whole New World / Pretend World.
Whole new world. Whole new world. Whole new world. Whole new world. Whole new world. Whole new world. Whole new world.
Oh, this better drop so hard, man.
Whole new world.
Where are we going? Where are the vocals? There's that metallic choppy thing. Okay. Oh. I love that distortion and compression job on those vocals. It is just so monstrous. It like even looking at this album cover, I wouldn't expect something like that on this. Like Oh, I want to sample this.
I looked into your eyes, I thought that I could see a whole new world.
Oh. So there's actually a couple of sounds on here that I think I've heard in the Sophie sample pack. Like I'm hearing that very metallic kick and like the tinfoil like snare drums, as well as like this really cool like like boop noise that just sounds like it's being filtered and like tucked back there. It's very Aphex Twin. Ooh, I love that stutter. Okay, I see what's happening now. We're going back to that like big relaxing synth pad thing that we had towards the end of Pretending. It's almost like this big wavy sort of cinematic transition noise. Am I listening to an album or are aliens like actually abducting me right now? Like that sounds so like ethereal yet spacious and peaceful. Like I don't even know, like it's just this big like war. Like the whole song has felt very scary so far, and so having like scary and intense, and then just having this peaceful like warm hug of a synth just sort of just cake the whole track like this is so different. I think the aliens are done experimenting with me. What did we just experience? That was a really neat outro to an album. It was very long, but if you stick with it, you're really gonna hear like all kinds of things that you wouldn't just like kind of skimming through it or skimming over it or just kind of hearing it in passing. Like if you actually sit there and actively listen to everything, there's all kinds of like ambient noises tucked in there. There's all kinds of swirls in there. Like, I mean, this was such an immense closer for the album. And I really want to say that first off, rest in peace, Sophie. I think Sophie's last name was Zion. Rest in peace, Sophie Zion. You were a fantastic producer and you put a lot of work and a lot of effort into your sound, and people like me and other people who use hyperpop in their productions bite off of you all the time out of respect, because you have a really unique sound here with the metallic snares, the big drums and bass fusions. And one thing I wanted to point out is I always knew the sound of Sophie's music just through the various sounds that I use from the pack, but also just from hearing, you know, oh, Sophie produced this or blah, 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 blah. But the one thing that I learned from this that I think is timeless is the way that Sophie would arrange things on her tracks, at least from what I can hear on this album, was so different. I haven't heard another producer do it like this. And what I mean by arrangement is knowing when to place sounds and figuring out where they sound good happening at what time. So the most unique moments I can think of is, for example, in Whole New World, using vocal samples as your drums, or using synths to really just carry the whole song, but still give it that percussive groove that would usually be needed for a club song. Or even in Poneyboy, having like call and responses between these big walls of distortion and like non-processed chant vocals, you know? Is It Cold in the Water having no drop? It was just two very big, well done crescendos. Those are all arrangement choices that make music feel special. When you either know what's going to come next, or when you don't know what's going to come next, can either make, I don't even want to say make or break your song. It can cause different effects for your song. And that's definitely what we experienced here on this project. I like the majority of it, and I think I'm definitely interested in trying the I think Sophie the album. I think there's all kinds of like, it looks like posthumous albums in Sophie's discography, and maybe you guys can help me discern like you know, how much music was Sophie able to sort of finish before her tragic passing, and how you know, how did these like posthumous releases come to be? I'd like to know some of that history. I could just figure it out myself, but I want to kind of have a conversation with you guys, because you guys seem to know what you're talking about with this sort of thing. Like, was this music that Sophie was actually able to finish within her time here on this planet? And if that's the case, I would absolutely love to check all of it out, because I think I just heard probably one of the most unique artists that I've ever listened to. There's a lot to be learned from specifically this album, and I'd love to sort of carry that experience through Sophie the album. And I think this album is called Product, and it looks like it just has the Sophie logo on it. It is very heartwarming to see Sophie still at almost like 1 million monthly listeners on Spotify. I think that's incredible. And it definitely goes to show, like, if you leave some sort of cult following or legacy behind, people will still respond to it, you know? And music is just an incredible way of bringing people together and sort of providing an artistic time capsule and a way for us to express ourselves and leave something as strong as a legacy behind. And I think that's something that is worth mentioning, and that's something that is worth celebrating, especially with works like this. So thank you guys for your time. I really enjoyed this experience. Don't forget to check out today's poll in the community posts. Let me know what you guys want. And if you want to stay connected, here are my social media links again. And feel free to subscribe if you like what you guys see. Have a great rest of your day, and thank you again for your time.